Now, you're probably wondering how you can become a better trader. Backtesting is one of the best things traders can do. However, could you be backtesting wrong? Because in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how I use NinjaTrader to backtest any strategy. Now, what I'm going to show you guys today isn't necessarily a way to trade, but it could be a very simple technique, and we can actually see, does it have an edge or not? What I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to remove all the drawing objects off of the chart. We can see right here, this line going across is going to be the VWAP. We're going to keep this backtest very, very simple. If we are below VWAP, we are going to be looking for breakouts to the downside. If we're above VWAP, we're going to be looking for breakouts to the upside. As you're looking for a strategy that could give you an edge in the market, a lot of the traders online aren't necessarily trading a live account. Instead, they're trading with prop firms. And with prop firms, we need to find a strategy that can overcome, in this case, a $3,000 profit target and a $2,000 drawdown in the 50K account. And that's pretty common across the landscape. We can see even Lucid trading. We go to a flex account, my favorite, $3,000 profit target, $2,000 drawdown. We have Tradeify, again, $3,000 profit target, $2,000 drawdown. However, Apex legacy accounts right now on sale, use code Mike. We actually get $2,500 drawdown, but it is an intraday trailing drawdown, and the profit goal is still $3,000. So in terms of, which one would be easier or not, well, a little bit more drawdown normally is easier, but it's an intraday drawdown, so it might be a little bit more difficult. Now, if you want to see which prop firm is going to be the best deal, actually right now, my funded futures, you can get started as low as $62. But in that account, we want to look at, as a trader, one of the most important things is, what is the drawdown amount? In this particular account, we only get $1,500. I think it'd be better, in my personal opinion, pay a little bit more and make sure you get a minimum of $2,000 in the 50K account size. So now, how do we go ahead and backtest this? Do we just simply look at our charts and say, all right, here's a break above VWAP. Yep, I would have entered right there. My stop would be right below the other swing point, and aim for a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio and manually mark it off. Well, that's one way you can go about it, but looking at being able to execute in hindsight is way easier. What if we could actually go back in time and actually trade this data? Well, we're in luck. What we're going to do real quick, we're going to come right over here to the NinjaTrader control panel. Under connections, we want to go to this thing called Playback. Playback's going to allow us to trade on historical data. So I'm going to simply click on that. Now I need to go ahead and download some days. And what we're going to do is I'm going to look for the NQ contract, since that's what's already on my chart. And I'm just going to look at the last week. So I'm going to download Sunday, download Monday, download Tuesday, download Wednesday. We're going to go ahead and download Thursday. We're going to download. Last but not least, we're going to go to Friday and download as well. Now, once we got all the days downloaded, we want to simply right here where it says continue, click on the continue button. Wow, I gotta be honest with you, the new NinjaTrader version came in really, really quick on that. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna bring up this little control head right here, and we can determine when we want to start and all that fun stuff. Well, if we look right here, the 26th would be Sunday. Well, I'm only gonna trade this during the New York session. Some of you guys don't trade at night. I do trade at night, and I normally have been streaming around 8 or 8:30 in the Asia session. So if you guys want to join me, don't forget to go ahead and smash that like button. But I'm gonna start this on Monday. And then what I'm going to do is come right over there, leave it to the 31st, come back over here, right click. Now I'm going to click where it says go to. Now under go to, I'm going to go ahead and select the time in which I want to start. So I want to go ahead and start, let's say at 9:30 at the opening bell. There we go. Now I do need to change this to AM, not PM. Otherwise it'll be traded at night. I'm going to simply click OK. And now what it's going to do is it's going to go ahead and load the data on my chart. Now notice something that's a little bit different than what we saw earlier. Earlier we say, okay, I would have sold here. Well, what do we do right up in this area where we're at? And I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this real quick off the chart just to clean things up a bit, because all we're gonna be focused on is this VWAP line. Are we above it? Are we below it? And then if we're below it, we're just looking for a swing point to simply play a breakout from. I do need to go ahead and create an ATM strategy to go ahead and trade this. So what I'm gonna do from this point on is, by default, I'm going to throw out a 50 tick stop loss, a 50 tick take profit, click OK. And then once I'm in the trade, I'll go ahead and adjust, or at least that's the plan, adjust the levels where they need to be. Now, for whatever, I had a reason when I was changing to AM, it kept trying to start me at 9 o'clock at night. So what I did is I just played it for a little bit, and then I went back and changed the time. Now, here's what we can see, all right? The market has just opened up. We're 7 seconds into the day. I'm going to simply click play because this at 1 time speed, this will be exactly the speed in which we would have seen the market playing out as the market went and opened. Well, if we look right here, we are clearly below the VWAP. Now, let me be clear. This is not a strategy that I trade. I'm just trying to share with you guys how we can actually backtest a potential strategy, especially for those of you that like breakout trades. Maybe this will end up proving to be good. I have no idea. I haven't tried this out yet. Now, here's the good news. If we're a little bit bored, guess what? We can speed this up a little bit and wait to see, do we actually produce a swing point? Can we start to bounce up here a little bit? And then as we start coming back down, we can then look to go ahead and try to short the market. The problem is we're just not simply getting a pullback whatsoever. We're actually coming into one of the zones where I normally start looking for some type of reversal trade out of this area. So I'm just going to keep letting this play, and I'm waiting for the market to come up. There we go. We got a little push up. And now look, what's going to be the goal, right? Our strategy says if we go back down below here, we're going to look to enter the trade. Well, as a trader, we need to work on execution. I'm going to leave this playing so it's real-time speed. And what we're going to do here is I can put in a sell stop order, which means if the market comes back down to this area, breaks this by just a smidge a little bit, I will then be entered into the market. From that point on, I can just simply fast forward a little bit. And let's see, do we end up getting back above VWAP or do we come back down? If we put in a swing high above the VWAP and then we come back down, as we come to break out above that area, we can then look to execute on that trade. You can see now we're starting to come down towards our order. And again, if we get impatient, we can simply speed this up, but we got to be careful, right? Now I'm in the market. See, it's exactly what I was warning you guys about, all right? I did get triggered into the trade, which I'm really surprised. I thought we were going to get back above VWAP, but I didn't get a chance to move my stop and my target in the correct location. Keep in mind, I just have a dummy ATM strategy set up with a default, and I was going to go ahead and adjust the take profit and the stop loss. However, in this example, I would not have wanted to have my stop loss all the way up here. So if you're manually backtesting this, where would you have placed your stop loss? And this is what's really good. In the heat of the moment, we can actually see how this all would actually play out. So now we'll look for another trade. All right. So we got trade one, ended up being a winner. So if you actually look, we made $250 on that trade. Now it's a simulated trade. It's not real money. All we're trying to do is work on this skill set. So again, what I can do is I can fast forward. What I'm looking for is, can the market push back up and then start to come back down and take out a swing low? At some point, we will end up with a losing trade, but using the VWAP as should I be long or should I be short would be a very good indication for me in terms of, do I want to be on the long side or sell side? So what I'm going to do here is, as I'm getting bored, speed this up a little bit. And think about this. This is going to allow us to get a lot more market experience by using the playback feature. This has not went up enough to really be considered a swing point in my book, but now we're starting to push up here just a bit. So guess what? We can do that same routine once again. Go right down here, put sell, stop market order right below the swing low. So if we go down there, we'll see if the market triggers us into the trade. Now, one thing you do not want to do as you're in playback, do not hit pause to then go ahead and manipulate the orders. If you do, that's not going to help you be able to think quick, act quick, because in trading, as we're on the right side of the screen, this is where we're more apt to make a lot of mistakes in the market. So again, I'm going to let this play out. I can fast forward this, but again, I want to make sure I never hit pause. I can speed it up during the boring times, but I never want to slow it down. So, or I never want to hit pause, should I say. Now we're starting to come down there. Let's see if we're actually going to trigger into another trade. Really thought we might bounce up a little bit. I like in the zone where we're at. All right, there we go. Now, do I want to move my target down? I'm going to move my target down a little bit, and let's just see. Can I continue to trail this? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my stop right above that candle. I'm just going to keep trailing this down and see how good of a job can I do. Did I do bad by not go ahead and taking profit? Now, in this case, I can work on moving the stop loss to break even. All right, therefore, I've now mitigated some of the risk. We have a trade detector bubble. Do I maybe want to manage the risk a little bit more to ensure that I get something out of this trade? And I'm just going to keep trailing this down a little bit. I'm going to put it down a little bit more. Let's see what we can get out of this. And again, all you're doing at this point is trying to work on maximizing how much you can get out of the trade. I'm going to continue to trail this down, moving this down. Now, when you're going back and doing this in a static market where it's not moving, you don't know where you would have actually been trailing your orders or not. Now, look, on this day, only 2 trades, and I'm actually up $1,400. I'm really asking myself, Mike, why don't you actually trade this strategy? All right, this is just one off the whim I just threw out for the sake of this video. Now, at this point, again, if we go back and we look at how much risk we had on any one of these trades. The most that we were risking was 50 ticks, which essentially was 50 ticks times $5 per tick, $20 per point. We're only risking $250, and we've been able to go ahead and make $1,455 in a simulated environment. This is not real money. The only goal of this is to work on our execution as a trader. Can we identify the setup as we're on the right edge of the screen? And then two, can we execute on that idea that we have? So again, if we come back and look at the prop firms, we're almost halfway to that $3,000 profit target that a lot of the prop firms actually have out there. So could this be a viable strategy? Well, one day does not necessarily make this a good thing. And what we can do from this point on is, should we continue to trust the strategy? I mean, if we come back up, go ahead and start coming back down, do we put another sell stop limit order down there? I will say down around the bands does make me a little bit nervous, but I'm kind of curious just to kind of see how this plays out. I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to that kind of stuff. We keep going down. We have not set a swing point for me to want to go ahead and initiate a trade with. Maybe if we pop up a little bit more, I'd get involved. Oh, there we go. We actually broke the low again. I did not execute on that idea. So again, if we can pop up here about right here, I can then put a sell stop order right down there. And I just simply want to keep trying to stay on the sell side of the market unless we can get back above that VWAP. And here we go. We just keep going down, 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 and down. We keep on going. Now I'm going to speed this up because I want to see, do we ever get back above the upper VWAP or not? Now it's only 10:30 in the morning. And it's going to be funny if we do this test and we actually pass in one day. That would be absolutely hysterical. All right, there we go. We're getting a pretty good rip. But guess what? With this rip, could we not also put another order down here once again? All right, here's a significant swing point in the market. Now, if we do come down and do something like this, come down and then rally back up, we can then move that order right below there, which we have not done it yet. So the only significant swing point we have is where our entry order is already at in the market. So I just want to kind of see, how is this going to play out? Are we going to reclaim VWAP or not? Again, I have no idea. I didn't test this out. I just threw on the first random day. And I would encourage you guys to go ahead and trade more days. Now look at this. All right. Now here's what we kind of talked about. I said, if we come down and we start coming back up, now we have a swing point right down here and we should expect losses. Now, is this going to be the trade we lose on if we do come back down there? Oh, so I didn't get a chance to move my stop loss where it should have been in that example. I was going way too fast. Let's see. Did we actually lose on that trade or not? Entry. Yep. We got stopped out of that trade. And for me, I don't think I should have been stopped out. I should have my stop loss at least above this candle right here. But again, that's part of execution, right? I went on the faster pace. I would encourage you guys to go super fast like I just did, but you know, it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and go down here once again, restage that order right down below the swing point. And let's see, does the market go ahead and make it down there? I'm going to speed things up. And this is a little bit kick in the butt right now, I feel like, or a kick in the gut, because we had the right idea. This would have worked. We had the right direction picked in the market. Just simply, you know, stop was a little bit too tight. Now I am going to speed this up again. We'll see. Does the market make it back down there or not? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Again, this video might be dragging out, but I want to see how this is going to work out. All right, now we're going back up. Now, if we do set a swing point above the VWAP, I will then also look to place a long setup above that VWAP. So we'll have to wait and see if we get above there or not. What time is it in the day? Right now, it's around lunchtime, 12:25. Now I can slow things down, but I do not want to stop the market. All right, I do not want to stop it. I'll slow it down, but let's not stop it. And again, I'm just going to try to speed it up. I want to see, can we get above that VWAP or not? Actually, let me pause it real quick. Look, because I was so focused on this VWAP and recording this video, did I not just miss another trade setup, which is right here, right? Right there. Here's a swing point. Did we break below it? Yes. Could something have been taken out of that trade? Yes. Did I? No. So once again, as a trader, now in my defense, I am recording a video, so it's a little bit easier to make a mistake, but still, you know, how many of these mistakes could these mistakes, like I just made right here by not taking the trade, be the difference between passing the evaluation or failing the evaluation because we skip on all the good trades and then a bad one shows up and we end up taking that bad trade. Now I'm gonna go ahead and continue to fast forward this. I want to see, do we actually make it all the way down here? I don't even know if I want to be involved in that trade if we make it down there, but let's just go ahead and see, do we break down there? Oops. Now look, I'm going to move this up a little bit. All right. I know we have a swing point down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that zone, because if we go to break here, I do probably want to go ahead and move my target down towards that level. if indeed we do break. Now I can move this up. We got another swing point right there. Let's see, are we going to make it through that swing point? Or is this going to be a time where we just rally all the way up the VWAP? Let's see. All right, we have another significant swing point right there, all right? Let's see, can we break it? And again, I have no idea. I didn't go back and backtest this ahead of time. This is not a strategy I normally trade. Let's just say, see, can I play keep away? Look at that one. I was trying to trade it on 100 times speed, had money on the table. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Let me know in the comment section down below. What did I do wrong in that last trade? 1, talking through a video. 2, should I have not went ahead and moved that to break even? Keep in mind, if I was risking 50 ticks on that trade, we can see the market went down 26 points. Now, if I go ahead and I measure this out, put this on ticks. So I was up 107 ticks. So I had a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio on that trade. And guess what? I did not move it to break even. Now, how many of you guys make that same very mistake? You have a lot of money on the table. You don't protect the profit. Poof, that money just simply goes away. Well, guess what? If you're making those mistakes on a consistent basis, this is why you need to go into market playback inside a NinjaTrader to work on fixing those bad habits. I've done that in real life, but hey, let's be real. I make mistakes every day. If you guys watch me on the stream, you guys see me make plenty of mistakes live and in front of everybody. So now that we've collected this data, what do we do to go ahead and fix some of these problems? Now in video number 2, I'm going to share with you guys 2 different ways that we can go about fixing these issues. Now, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you guys already know what the next step should be? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Now, don't forget, if you guys want to find the best prop firm deals out there, go to propfirmmike.com.